What's up, guys? This is Josh Davis, PT strength coach from TriStar Strength and Rehab. And if you're new here, we just want to go over how we blend rehab and performance, and here's some of the tech we use. Come on. Just a little change of direction action here. Boop. Oh, double bounce, homie. School winner. Just getting concussed at physical therapy today. Come on, kid. Does I smell a skunk? Huh? Oh, jeez. Oh my God, it's happening. Doink. Yeah. Get her. You see him cracking his knuckles? So we do that for change of direction. I'm not so close to the camera. So we introduced spike ball. We have the red stars and bars here. And then we have two more nets over there. Great for change of direction and getting the heart rate ramped up, especially old dudes like me. But also, I don't shy away from a challenge from a 16-year-old kid talking trash. So I will smoke them on warm-ups, just so you know.
Established dominance.
Established dominance, yeah. I gotta get dad mode right out of the way. You will not beat me. This is our new change of direction toy. I wish that would have went. Hold on, we're gonna do it again. Change of direction toy. Nope. Hold up. Because I gotta do it and then walk off. It's a new change of direction toy. These are jammer arms from Rogue with Vendetta adapters, which sounds super fancy. So we can change these different heights. So if we're in the rehab process, we can change range of motion. If the shoulders are bugging, back's bugging, you can slide those up and down the trolley system. But we've been using a lot here lately for trying to do single leg, being here, eccentrically load, bring it up, and then go fast. So where it's on a lever, we can change the force curve, and we can even add the vulture to it as well. So the vulture we will get to in a second. So that's a variable resistance, and we can change that, make it feel like chains, inverse chains, bands, what have you. So we love these, especially for rotational athletes. Definitely makes this different, the jammer arms, than other facilities, is we can work on rotation. So with our baseball, softball, volleyball players, we can just adjust these up. There's technical difficulties. Oh, Jesus. They're so freaking heavy. Hold on. Gotta tighten the bolts and loosen them a little bit. So we can be here and rotate. So we're here, and then we can load up and press and bring it back, and we can add bands to it to where it's not as just weightless here at the bottom, but we can load it, press, and then bring it back. And we can do several different movements because we have the ability to move these up and down the rack. There we go. Ugh. They weigh like freaking 100 pounds. Yeah. Okay, now let's try it. Ended up here, then we hop in the rack. So you're a lefty, we're working on rotation, we can be here, and with traditional weight stack, you're not gonna be able to like sling it with maximum amount of power. So with the band on there, we'll be able to load here, press, and then bring it back. So working on concentric power and ability to rotate through that. Nice. They're Beyond Power of Ultra. So we have 2 of these units. We're happy enough to have 2 of them. So the reason we like these is we don't have traditional cable stacks. One, because of size and just space in the facility. But the main thing for this is we can attach it in different positions. So if we're working on lower body, working on upper body, it doesn't really matter, or even rotation. We can really change this thing up. So we can go to weight training here and say this is on 45 pounds. We can look at several different metrics. We can look at peak power, velocity, peak velocity, cable velocity. We always typically stick with power. So whenever we do that, let me click that one more time. Then we can change the weight. So we can eccentrically overload. So this one's going to add 15 pounds of eccentric. So when the cable returns, it's going to be 60 pounds instead of 45. Or we can make it feel like chains and eccentric. We're going to get nasty. And then we can change that around. So then we go here, and if you watch the peak power here, so we can do like a single arm dumbbell row, and we can be in this position and then rip. Yeah, that was 1,000, no big deal. But it's gonna give me extra juice on this next one. So see how it goes up to 70? So really smooth eccentric control, and where it's on a cable nylon rope, it's super, super smooth whenever we go through that. It's not like clanky, but we can even attach ankle straps. Like Becky does a lot of gnarly ballet movements that she's inverted a lot and like moving around. But it's great for ballet too. But we can attach that here, or we've got one up here. This is our second unit that we have. So the thing we like about this, so we turn it on. So we can be here, say we're doing like tricep extensions. So we do the same thing, press down and watch that force output. So it just drives better intent. So it's like a traditional weight stack, you're just doing the rep, right? With whatever weight you choose. Here we can set velocity peaks to where it's like, okay, if your velocity starts dropping, then either we need to lighten weight or you're done with the set. So we can really control that a little bit better. So objective data, anybody that knows us knows we are all about objective data, so things that we can measure. So especially with the rehab side, if we start at A, being injured and say weak, unstable, poor mobility, whatever that may be, we have to have a way of tracking that progress, which is also for the clinician or the strength coach to know what adjustments need to be made to get that optimal outcome for performance. Or if we're in the rehab process, knowing when we need to make changes and progress or regress accordingly. So that's where the Hawk and True Strength, that's something we'll talk about in a second. We can really track that data weekly, make sure the nervous system's not fatigued, say with force plates. We can look at this for rotational stuff, but we can look at all these metrics and really know if we're making the change that we want to, whether it is rehab or performance. So how fast the weight was moved, and we can look at total volume, so how much tonnage was moved in that session, and even the rest. We can calculate that, count your reps, because if you're anything like me, I'm terrible at counting reps, but we can really look through this, check range of motion, duration of each movement, total work in joules, volume, mean power, peak velocity. So again, talking about that objective data, we can do this on every single exercise and really make sure that we're getting the outcome that we want with the weight that we want at the reps and sets that we want. So it's a way of managing fatigue as well. So this is our Hawk and True Strength. So this is our dynamometry, and it's fixed, meaning that whenever we set this up, we can push against it and it's not going to flex on us. So it gives us a really good, reliable number for our rotational and overhead athletes. So let me put my name in here, and I'll show you what elite looks like. Just kidding. So we'll set this to shoulder external rotation in 99 position, 1 rep, 3-second holds, there's the target. So for our shoulders, we want to be up in this position. To work on brakes, we'll hit that, hold still, pre-tension, and then rip. Then we finish that set and we can look at peak force, we can look at rate of force development, and it will show over time the change. So like that was up 6% from the last time I tested. And then like rate of force development was much slower, so that was down 38%. So talking about objective data, we want to try to redo that, and I want to say tell the athlete move faster, so that spike is much faster and quicker. So we'll be here and rip, 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 rip. And then we'll look at it one more time. So peak force was down, and then RFD was up just slightly from the last set. But we can see how we can track that, and we can manage fatigue, but also make sure that we're making progress. So like with our baseball players, we'll check this weekly and make sure that the numbers are going in the direction that we want them to go. And then we build that into the assessment side as well, so we can even change this. You can see how many different things we can test for, whether it's hamstring, whether it's jumps, whatever it is. We can use this thing for several things as far as testing metrics go. There we go. That was the best one right there. How's that feel on the shoulder?
She's not concussed.
Does it feel okay on your shoulder?
It's just random movement.
Yeah.
But definitely after I'm serving, and then
do you
like
feel it
after.
the follow through or whenever you go back? Does that make sense?
Yeah, more like in the follow through.
On the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I have like knots in my shoulders.
Like in your trap?
Yeah, like you. They didn't know if that caused anything. I get knots in my hair.
I mean, there's one right there. Is that tender right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we honestly might do some soft tissue work just to see if we can work it out, like scrape it.
Okay.
It's not fun.
I saw.
It gives us something that we can fall back on and make clinical or performance decisions. So thinking like with force plates, the reason we have these is because we can test, look at central nervous system fatigue, look at somebody's injured, like their limb symmetry index. So again, talking about objective data, like we've got to have that. So force plates are a must. True strength is a must. Vultures are a must for all those reasons, but also like timing gates. So we also don't rely on the tech. Like it needs to be with the coach's eye and know that they're moving correctly. But if we have numbers that correlate to that, like the OVR with like bar speed or the lasers for jumps, things like that, like we want to make sure that we have those numbers so we can quantify them and then build the program around that. Does that make sense? Let's see what we got. See, that was terrible. So I was down 13% from earlier today because I am smoked, but we can also see that because of my fatigue, I dipped lower in the counter movement part. But then this is how we can monitor every single athlete. So there's 83 metrics that we can look at, which is absolutely insane. But we test this on our pitchers, volleyball players, basketball players, longevity athletes, everything. We want to make sure that those numbers are going accordingly and that the program is actually working. But then also we can look at this data and maybe somebody needs a freaking deload week because their nervous system is gassed, like mine. So that was not good. Just so you know, I did get 25 earlier today. I'm just tired today. But then we can look at Whoop data and be like, okay, maybe I do need more sleep or whatever that may be. So just again, more numbers that we can really concentrate on. We got to get y'all up there on the leaderboard, by the way. You're running. Obviously, Colby is like freaking schooling everybody.
We'll always be at the top.
But the old man's not far behind.
And then Henry?
Yeah.
That's my husband. No, I'm trolling. Do you not get the joke? Yo, can you please get the joke?
I mean, it's on camera. It's on camera.
Please, that because that's
that scraping today.
Okay.
Just see if it calms it down. But still no particular movements in here you feel like is pissing it off. Okay. Okay.
Or like, what?
Vultures are pretty nice. No, probably staff. So like that's the thing with equipment is like we can always upgrade, it's always evolving, but like our staff clinicians and staff strength coaches, they're the ones that make the decisions, work with the athletes, listen to the athletes, motivate them. So like that's what is our most valuable tool that we have in the gym is our staff. Biggest reaction that we get from athletes would probably be, I would say, the new Hawking stuff, so the force plates, the true strength, and just the ability to see the real-time data. But also, I would say the Vultra. It's pretty disgusting. Whenever you put heavy eccentric load, jammer arms, that's a pretty popular one. The Kaiser, basically everything that we have is pretty dope. So yeah, spike ball is probably the low-tech option that I think a lot of athletes would pick for their warm-up because they get really heated and really heart rate up, like working hard, so that everybody's loving spike ball. So yeah, nobody likes to lose here, including me. So
you think 30 you can handle?
Yeah.
All right, sit. Rotate a little bit more. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Yep. Good.
Wait, how many do I have to do that is like 40?
One more. Bit. 10. Yep, good. All right. Did you do your other hand?
Or no, not yet.
And do your other hand. Good job. 50% good. That's not a good job. All right, come on.
She's getting used to it.
It's all right. She's doing good. And you can't say you can't as you're doing it.
No, I actually felt like I was dying doing this. How many am I doing? 10?
No, 5.
I'm at 8.
Well, they're not. You're the one that's counting, not me.
But Carol was like, all right, we're doing.
And everything else. Elbow first. Okay, sorry. All right, squat down a little more. A little more down.
Bro, that's like cool. Like,
Squat down a little bit more.
all right.
That's way better.
Oh, that feels better.
Uh-oh, magic.
Doesn't feel like my elbows or my shoulders gonna pop outside.
Good. All right, now let's do left hand first next time. Okay.
I'll ask.
Next time. Obviously now, hey, slow down. Now, remember, pull it apart.
As far as I can go.
It's okay. A little more knee bend. Yep. Good. There you go. This looks 100 times better than.
It's like an ISO.
Hey, don't just snap it down. I didn't. And those are the jumps. And we've got the velocities over there. So let's see. Because we just kind of showed up. That's all we got. All right, hey, my name is Zach Fleming, and I am a strength coach here at TriStar Strength and Rehab. It's a sword, and then it kicks out at the end. So that's sweet in there right there.
That you've been excited to play around with? In terms of Josh's like
literally
weightlifting toys?
Literally everything. All of it. Seriously, all of it. The hard part for me is getting used to, going from large group high school, thinking about that versus thinking about, okay, I can use these now. And not implementing them because I've always wanted to do, but I don't want to think, okay, I have 70 kids. Right. I can do, we have 1 to 6.
These are kind of like individualized.
Yes, we can actually get a lot more. Not that you can't do it there. You can't do it at a high level there without.
But it's also a little more time consuming.
Yes, very much so.
That large.
Yep.
When you have maximum 6 people, it's
Yep.
easier to do these testing.
OVR makes it very doable, but still, even in all the wonderful things OVR provides, it's very hard. So this setting allows a whole lot more utilization and individualization, obviously. Beauty of it. All right, last one. Is releasing an update pretty soon that's going to have athlete profiles. So you'll go up, just like on the force plates, select your name, and it's got everything pulled up. So that's going to be really sweet. Let's see, split. Let's do single. All right. Now, beauty of these. This is what's really cool. All right, we'll put these on the turf. So what's nice about these, this and this laser, they auto equalize. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you're running so fast it turns it a little bit, so I can still turn it, they're both still green. Because the laser, as long as it touches, it will auto equalize it, and it makes life so much easier. Because then, if I run through here, I go through, timer's going, I got my time, 1.731, I can see it. And what's really awesome is I can also go through this way. I go right back. I don't have to go from the same set direction. What's nice about that is we can do linear speed, but we can also do change of direction speed. We can also do reactive speed, depending on what we do, or what test we want to run. If we want to time a sprint in and then a react to the left or the right, we can have a gate set up for that, and one that's getting the reaction time. So that's, and again, these are, you can set them at any distance, and you can with other lasers. This took me 10 seconds to get set up though, so we can get it in, get it out, and not waste time setting up so we can spend more time training. We'll set it at distance, maybe do a 5-yard lead with a 10-yard fly is what we'll call it. So we'll measure those 10 yards, but again, it's to the 100th of a second, so it's super accurate, which is what we want. I don't want it just like, it's a decimal point. It's to a 100th is very, very precise. So you can measure improvements, growths. You can see how track all that stuff way better. So this type of technology, again, one with the precision, to me it tells me there's a commitment to, like I just said, being precise, making sure the data is exactly reliable, not just close. It's how right can we be, and how, we want to make sure that every detail is to the finest point. We don't want to just be like, we're in the area where we are exactly where we need to be at, taking care of exactly what we need to do. The pulley is my favorite to use just because of the overloading eccentric part of it. It's just something that's really hard to do with good technique on a lot of things. Obviously, I like that. I mean, I like the force plates. Getting to use those, just the amount of data. But most used one is going to be the OVR velocity. But those two, VersaPulley and the velocity unit, those are my favorites. It can be, if I'm being honest, the Airdyne bike, it sucks a little bit, and folks don't want to do that, but the conditioning component and the way that relates to power development and repeatability for strength and speed and power, people walk past it. It's the cardio section, we don't need that. And yes, it is a little bit of cardio, but we can do it in ways that enhance speed and enhance power outputs. Underutilized, in my opinion. So, now technology-wise, I think we use everything. So, yeah, they are the nice ones too.
So investing in equipment as a PT and a strength coach for us is constantly getting the latest and greatest, but also having the clinicians and staff to utilize the equipment accordingly to make sure that we're getting the best overall product. But tech, in especially the gym world, is starting to evolve really quickly. So there's also those tried and true things like dumbbells, safety bar, trap bar, things like that. So we constantly reinvest in just more so that we can lower our cost per visit, have more groups and make it more affordable, and have just more athletes in here at one time. But then also having more of the high-tech stuff to still motivate athletes, get quality objective data, and just keep pushing. So yeah, we try to constantly invest in the facility and our athletes.